Why do people happily watch a 3-hour interview but leave a 30-second advert? That question has fascinated me for years, because if attention was really about speed, none of that should happen. But it does. The answer completely changed the way I think about directing, editing, and what actually keeps people watching. In this video, I want to show you why some moments become impossible to live, and why almost everything we've been taught about attention misses the point. For a long time, I thought attention worked the way most of us think it does. If people stopped watching, the answer seemed obvious. Make the edit faster, cut more often, remove the pauses, keep everything moving. And sometimes that worked, or at least it looked like it did. The videos felt more energetic, more polished, but whenever I thought about the films, the interviews, or even the conversations that had stayed with me over the years, I always came back to the same question. If speed is what keeps us watching, why do so many unforgettable moments move so slowly? I don't think I was trying to understand attention, I think I was trying to understand people. That question had been following me long before I ever worked in video. I remember spending far more time thinking about it than I probably should have. During my masters, I became fascinated by why we connect so deeply with some people, even when almost nothing seems to happen. Why some moments stay with us, while others disappear almost immediately. At the time, I wasn't looking for a better way to edit. I was simply curious. Years later, I realized I was still asking exactly the same question. Only now I was asking it through video. One of the directors I always came back to is Sofia Coppola. Her films are quiet, patient, sometimes almost uncomfortably slow, and yet they stay with you. Take the final scene from Lost in Translation.
Hey, you.
For years, people have tried to work out what Bob whispers to Charlotte, but I don't think that's the interesting question. The question is, why do you think she never lets us hear it? She could have. She chose not to. For me, that's the moment the audience stops simply watching and starts participating. Because the whisper isn't actually the emotional moment, it's the reward. Everything before it, the conversations, the silences, the things left unsaid, that's where the emotional weight is built. By the time we reach the whisper, we are already emotionally invested, and by refusing to reveal it, Coppola invites us to finish the scene ourselves. We imagine the words. We project our own meaning. Suddenly, we are no longer watching the story. We are part of it. Another place I see this is in long-form interviews. Take this conversation from the diary of a CEO.
This offer comes in for this action comedy, $8 million offer. I read it and I said, no, thank you. That's the stuff I'm not doing. They come back with a $10 million offer. I'm not reading that again. No, thank you. Come back at a $12 million offer. Guys, tell them I said no thanks. Come back at a $14.5 million offer. I said, let me read that again. I read it again. It's the same words that were in the $8 million offer that I said no to.
Now,
But it
don't
was
just
better
listen to
written.
Matthew.
It was
Watch what
funnier,
Stephen
man.
doesn't
I
do.
could see myself
He doesn't
in it.
interrupt.
Could be, I
He
can make this
doesn't
work.
rush to the
Yeah.
next question.
Anyway, I ultimately
He
said no.
doesn't jump in
And I
with
think
his own thoughts. He lets
might
the
figure out how to
idea
improve that.
breathe.
But I think that me
And
saying
that's
no to that
important because
$14.5 million
while
offer
Matthew is speaking,
a
something
year
else is
into
happening.
me leaving and saying,
Your brain
no,
isn't trying to
well,
keep
Rom-com,
up with
I
the
think me
edit.
doing that
It's
sent the
following
message
a
out right
thought
after I
as
told
it
Hollywood, oh, McConaughey's
unfolds.
not bluffing.
You are wondering
What about
where
the
the
other deal?
story is going.
Something about
You
that
are
was like, oh, he
imagining
didn't just
what that
receive.
uncertainty must have felt like.
He's got
You
a
are
plan,
connecting the
but he's
dots
just
as
he stepped
Matthew
out.
connects
Hollywood,
them
you spent
himself.
$14.5?
Without even realizing it,
Oh, he's
you have
not ready. He's
stopped
not for real.
simply consuming the conversation. You are inside it. On the surface, these two examples couldn't be more different. One is a feature film, the other is a podcast interview, but psychologically they are doing exactly the same thing. Both resist the temptation to fill every gap. Instead, they trust the audience. One leaves a question unanswered, the other leaves a moment uninterrupted. Both leave space to wonder, space to imagine, space to connect the dots, space to participate. And I think that's what I've been missing for years. I thought attention came from movement. Now I think movement is only one tool. Because people don't watch because you are talking. They watch because they are thinking. Also, I realized that everything else started making sense. People aren't emotionally invested because something is constantly happening. They are emotionally invested because they feel part of what's happening. And when people feel part of what's happening, they become emotionally invested. That's why the audience stays when they feel there's something worth waiting for. I don't think what changed was the way I edit. I think it was the way I look at people. I stopped asking, how do I keep someone's attention? And started asking, how do I give them a reason to stay? For me, that's what changed everything. And if this changed the way you think about attention, this is just one piece of a much bigger philosophy. Throughout this series, I'm exploring the principles that have shaped the way I direct, edit, and think about long-form video, from understanding people to building stories, protecting purpose, and creating content that people remember. If this way of thinking resonates with you, we have put together a page that explains exactly how Digivate works. You'll find the link in the description. If our approach feels right for your business, fill in the short form at the bottom and tell us about your business.